Hello and welcome to the show. I would like to welcome you to another narration by the Belfield Show. My name is Larry Belfield and I'd like to thank you for joining me. And today we'll be giving a brief, yet very brief tutorial or presentation on ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs. Thank you for joining me. My name is Larry Belfield and I would like to thank you for taking a moment out of our regular routine to take a look at these images here that we see on our screen. And what we see here is basically a depiction of ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs. And what we have here is a language, one of the oldest communication tools of the world. It is over 3,000 years of historical evidence of this language being bestowed upon us in wonderful grace. Now, before we get started, I would not, let me repeat it, not like you to take these images and begin to take the translations that they've been given over the last 2,000 years and start to point out, oh, that's a N, that's a P, that's a L. That's what I don't want you to do. I want you to let go of that right now. Let it go. This is not what we're here to do. What we're here to do, and what I'm here to teach you, is to allow you to see what I'm seeing. Allow you to understand what I'm understanding. And what I want you to see is these here symbols, A, B, and C here. What you see are common items that anyone can understand in open hand. A foot, a bird, a snake, a mouth, an ear. They're using parts of the body, parts of the land to describe what is going on here. Now, I'm not sure what this actually translates to in reality. However, I believe that this is a symbol, an open hand. I imagine that this is a symbol of welcome. I imagine that all of the people of all the world coming to this one spot, visiting, trying to find work, trying to find a way of life, and some people not being allowed in some areas. And this symbol will let you know that all are welcome. Now, an eye, a foot, a feather, water, a bird. See, once again, I'm not sure what these symbols translate to in reality. However, what I see is a pattern. The creators of this system were using universally common items to build their language. What you see is domesticated animals, either for burden or for food, and body parts. Then pieces of the earth, like water and ground. The main point I am trying to make is not what they are trying to say or speak or communicate with these symbols, but rather is why did they use these specific symbols? My theory is that so many people from so many different regions came that they needed a way for people to find their way around, to find what they needed, to access services right upon arrival. Now, what I want you to see is these pictures here. A baby chicken, a regular chicken, a duck, and a flamingo. Now, I want you to look hard. If you look hard enough, you can see emerging. You can see the emerging of our very own alphabet. Now, as you can see on the bottom of the screen here, These depictions are very, very, detailed. But if I were to, have to draw these by hand, it wouldn't be very hard. Actually, the more I tried to draw these, the more something became clear to me. That really, with most of these symbols, the bird, the snake, like an alligator, you see all these symbols are pretty much, if you write them down, they have the same shape. Like all of these birds have this same type of not a hexagon shape, but it's a type of teardrop shape. It either gets longer or shorter depending on the size of the bird, but usually it's the same. Even with the body parts, either you have an arm that's straight or an arm that's bent. And then when you see the snake, either a snake that is straight, a snake that has a little curve, a snake that has a lot of curve, or even snakes with two heads. It's not just the animal, it's the shape of the animal too that makes up part of their language. Now, the only thing you really need to distinguish after you get these basic shapes down is the head of the animal. And as you can see here, from just with the light pencil, I can kind of draw down, if I only ate chicken or I only ate duck or I only ate goose, it would be easy for me to depict or tell somebody that, here, I only eat goose. Do you have a goose for me? Now, now, if I could not speak any of the languages around, I would still be able to find what I need. You see, more importantly, I think they used the similar bodies. See, the only thing that you need to recognize is the shape of the main part of the symbol. Now, as you can see, this is at the top, it is a basic bird body. And at the bottom, as you can see, they have these little tail feathers, and it's more like an owl head for the royal bird. And for the raven, it's a tail, and the head is what really changes. And for a chicken, it's really the tail and the head. That's how you tell the difference. But really, the body of the bird is the same. So that if I need to write it down to explain to someone, I need chicken or I need duck, I would easily be able to write this down and send this off and get my order completed. You see the different sizes of bird, but the same shape of bird body. I'd be able to order 1,000 ducks. This is probably not for one duck or a chicken duck meal. I'm going to go get me a chicken duck from Chicken King. But really, if I needed 700 snakes, if I needed some snake venom from this type of snake, or if I needed chicken legs or ribs, that's all depicted here. You see what I'm saying? Pieces of an animal, the parts of an animal, the shape of the animal will let me know what type of animal I need. Do you need a cobra or a garden snake? Now, simply put, these shapes are what define the language, not just the actual appendage, not just an arm, as you can see here, and a foot, but the bent, the extended hand, okay, the standing foot, okay. And then if you actually look even closer, you can see that these shapes here are actually the beginning shapes of our very own alphabet. Now take a look at this here. This is a note. This is an order from one of our most prestigious citizens that we have, a doctor. And this is a note to get a most crucial medicine to a sickly patient. We need 200 milligrams of detroxymelethylphene stat. And you give this order and you pass this order on and you're able to get the crucial things, the crucial medication that you need for that patient. This language was not just for just reading and writing. This was like road signs to tell you what was where, to tell you how to get there, where to go, how far away was it. Royal birds or chickens? Do you need a messaging bird to fly a message over to another city? Or do you just want some food? Then I began to see these symbols as something completely else. I began to see them as how meeting places. This is where we go to get our coffee. And that's where we go to play at the park. And here's our store where we get our paper and where we go and get our fresh fruit. This is where the market is. But this is more than just pizza and beer. It is a tool for universal communication, enabling you to navigate a vast empire, a city, a country without ever talking to another person. I'll be able to find my food, my water, and shelter, everything I need to survive. I believe that if I went to ancient Egypt today, I myself, without even being able to talk or understand any language, I'd still be able to find food and shelter there. I'd be able to find a way to find work, and I'd be able to find education, and I'd be able to find my relatives there. I'm sure of it. This is a language meant for people that do not know how to communicate linguistically. This is the birthplace of universal language. Now, if you add all of this with a new person coming to town, maybe looking at a new property, and they want to find me, right? All right, maybe not me. However, if there was a new person coming to town, what they will need to know is how to get food, how to get water, and shelter. With just one look at these symbols, I could find my way around right now. This leads me to believe that this region was all about tourism.